Hey, and welcome back. Today we're taking a look at these new Bmaster5 in-ear monitors from BASN, so let's go ahead and take a look. Now, in full transparency, they did send me these free of charge to check out, but they're not going to see this video before I give you my thoughts, so I hope you can respect that this will be a fully transparent review. Kind note from the folks at BASN. First of all, this packaging is really nice. This kind of magnetic snapback cover. And you can see we've got the two in-ear monitors right here. And then here we've got what looks to be a case. And from first glance, this is made of metal. It's not a cheap plastic case, so I actually think this could probably take some abuse on the road. Looking inside, we've got some sort of leather pouch. Maybe if you don't want to use the case, that's a nice option. We've got the cable for connecting the in-ear monitors to your phone or wireless transmitting device. We've got another cable up here, which maybe this one is just longer or shorter. But something I'm seeing already that's really thoughtful is they have these nice straps that hold everything in place. Because sometimes with these cases, with everything flying around in the middle, has a tendency to fall out, but that's not the case here. 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapter, a cleaning tool, and then it looks like we've got a pack of a variety of different ear tips, just depending on what would fit your ears best. All right, we've got a small owner's manual, which I'm sure I'll be reading eventually. And then we get to the two earpieces here. So from my first look, they're pretty robust and big, and they've got some weight to them. So we'll have to see if they fit in my ears well, but they really seem to be well made and durable, not a cheap plastic material, high quality connectors and such. All right, so let's go ahead and take this cable and see if we can get them connected. All right, so the right side has a red stripe on it and a correlating red piece on the earphone, and the left has a gray stripe. Okay. So this cable here that I connected it to must be for more like recreational use with your phone and such, because it has a button for answering the phone and a volume adjustment here on the headphone. If I was using these on a gig playing drums, I probably wouldn't want that there. So I'm guessing this other cable doesn't have that. And this one also seems a bit longer and a bit thicker. The cable seems to be really high quality as well, so that's a plus. One thing I am noticing is this cable, the earpiece can just spin freely with the cable, so it's kind of hard to see if you've got it lined up right until you get these in your ear. It has a really nice seal, better than a lot of other universal fits, so we'll have to see once we get some music on, but so far so good. And of course this dongle is broken, so I'll try it here with my computer. The sound is great. I think that's probably in part due to the fact that these have 5 drivers in them, so some enhanced bass response and clarity through the different frequency ranges. But I think the real test is going to come when I use them on a gig, so I'll have to get back to you from there, but so far so good. So before taking these out of the house to try in the real world, I took them over into my studio to use while doing some drum recording. As you can probably tell from the video, I'm not close micing all the drums, and just using a simple 2-mic setup with kick and overhead. I think a lot of people assume more mics is always better, but I've found in a lot of the work I do, a simple setup with minimal miking is best for recreating some of those iconic sounds from eras like jazz and Motown. Also, in the past I've found that when I do a lighter setup like this, I like to at least have some perspective of how I sound in the room, and with the seal on my custom fitted in-ears being so tight, I'm mostly hearing the sound from the mics. When I'm playing with 10 to 12 microphones on the kit, I think that's okay, but especially in these settings, I enjoy having monitors that let me hear a bit of the room sound like these BASN ears do. The first gig I brought these in-ears out to was at a local brewery where I was playing percussion with a funk band. The band had a full rhythm section, horns, and vocals, and everything was mic'd up in order to capture a recording, so this was a great chance to dial in a very detailed mix, and it really helped me gain some nice perspective of the clarity in these monitors due to them having 9 drivers. The following night, I had a gig on drum set, playing for a corporate event with a smaller 4-piece band, and since the event didn't warrant full production, we really only ran necessary sound like vocals, guitars, keys, and a couple drum mics. Much like the studio setting, I found it nice to be able to get some room volume passing through the ears because I didn't have a super detailed mix, and since I have to manage my sound in the room and not be too loud, I need to have some true perspective of how we're coming across. And finally, the next morning, I had a church gig playing bass, which was another opportunity to see how these in-ears functioned in a different setting, and I can say it was really great to have the enhanced clarity in the low end, allowing me to hear myself very comfortably. I will say that in this setting, I typically do enjoy having my custom molded in-ears so I can have total isolation, but I do think these universal fit in-ears did a really nice job, and I wasn't too distracted by the amount of acoustic sound passing through. So now that I've had a number of weeks to test out these in-ear monitors in a few different settings, I can say that I'd have no hesitation recommending these to somebody else. Of course, your results may vary because we all have different size ears and different levels of hearing, but for me, the clarity in these 9-driver in-ear monitors was really something that got me excited. I will still be keeping my custom molded in-ear monitors for those settings where it's better suited, but as I mentioned before, I like to use a universal fit for those other settings where I need to rely on a little bit of room sound passing through. And for those settings, I think I'll be using the BASNs from here on out. If you're out there looking to get a set of in-ear monitors for yourself, I hope this video was helpful in you making your decision, and I'd encourage you to check out the wide variety of different offerings from the folks at BASN, especially these Bmaster5s. If you have any experience with BASN in-ear monitors and want to leave a comment down below, I'd love to hear about it. And until next time, thanks.